Hey everyone, welcome back to another video from SIC Forex. I hope that you are having a fantastic week, and as always, if you enjoy any part of this video, remember to smash that like and subscribe button. Also turn on the bell so that you never miss an update from my channel. Before we begin, nothing in this video is to be considered financial advice. It's all for educational purposes only. The video today will focus on EA Gold Stuff for MT5 and trading this expert advisor on a small deposit. The symbol that I selected is the Euro USD. However, this strategy can work on any of the majors that have a low spread. It also works on the 15-minute and the hourly time frame. The period that we'll be testing is from the 10th of February 2022 until the 10th of November 2022. I'm going to be using a 5 millisecond delay, and my modeling is going to be based on every tick based on real ticks. Now the amount that we'll be using is only $500 or the equivalent in a cent account. Now, when we test the default settings like before, we remember that this is a very aggressive style grid bot. What that means is the bot trades in both directions by using the proprietary indicator that it's built on. And as you will see, because of this fact that it's constantly entering trades, unfortunately, the default settings don't work on such a small balance. Now, the way that the bot is built, it uses the custom indicator and then uses a grid in both directions. So what we're going to do first is take a visual look at the default settings so that we can improve them and make them safe for a $500 balance. To do this, simply select the settings that you want to see and then select the visual mode to run it and adjust it according to your own needs. The fact that the bot is such a high frequency style means that it is able to generate a lot of profit very quickly. However, because of the fact that it's trading in both directions, it will encounter large drawdown and also has the fact that it can potentially blow the account. On that point, I do recommend only using money that you can afford to lose, and for a bot like this, always run an account protector in the background. So on a $500 balance, trading in both directions isn't going to work because we don't have sufficient capital to do it. However, if we change it to only trade in one direction, meaning it is simply following the proprietary algorithm or indicator that was built for it, and then whenever it's indicated to buy or sell, it follows the instructions and then enters the grid alternatives. So what we are going to do for this strategy is only trade in one direction, and use hedge will be set to false. Next, for the small balance, I recommend leaving money management to false, or alternatively increasing your O2 lot for margin. For this, I would recommend, however, sticking to a 0.01 lot size. Now that we are only trading in one direction, we can also close on reverse signals and again change the number of orders for our drawdown reduction algorithm. I'm going to set this at 4, the same as in our previous video when we did a set file for trading gold. So the number of orders for the drawdown reduction algorithm to start is set at 4, and when there is a reverse signal in the market, it will also close the trade. The last adjustment before we move to the grid is the draw on the chart. The reason why I set that to false for testing is to decrease the amount of time it takes to complete the test. When it comes to the grid itself, it is set currently to a fixed number at 200, and then after 6 orders, it starts to change the amount of the grid distance. I have changed that from 6 to 2 so that the dynamic grid kicks in earlier and we have hopefully enough leverage to be able to trade through what happens. So let's take a look after the adjustments. So remember, we are now only trading in one direction. However, the bot is still very aggressive and placing a large amount of trades. When we take a look at the graph, eventually it does blow the account again. So what we can deduce from this is that there is a lot of potential for income. However, it is a very risky style of trading. So what we're going to do next is make some more adjustments. So the thing that we will need to adjust is the lot multiplier because of the size of the account. A 1.5 is a very aggressive style for such a small account. So what I'm going to do is make it less aggressive and decrease it from 1.5 to 1.2. Next, I'm going to make a few adjustments to the take profit. On default, it only aims for 10 pips, and I'm going to increase that to 15. And the trailing stop is going to start at 10 pips and trail then by 2 pips, meaning we have a potential for a little bit more profit to the upside. Now that we have these settings changed, there's additional filters that we will need to enable to be able to make it trade safely during the entire testing period. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to only trade for 2 hours during the New York session, and I'm also going to include a maximum spread filter so that it doesn't open new trades during high frequency news events when the spread can be very high. Hopefully these changes are enough to make the bot safe enough to be able to trade through the period selected for our test. As always with these high frequency style trading bots, I recommend using a broker with a low spread because this will have a dramatic effect on your return of the account. The other recommendation is to have a virtual private server with a low latency to your broker. These conditions would be ideal for trading such a high frequency bot and could potentially save your account during those drawdown periods. My recommendation would be to use it on an account balance that you feel comfortable with, and once the bot is trading in the green, start withdrawing your initial deposit. After that, you can let the bot run on the remaining balance and let it run through the period. As you will see, it's still only trading a 2-hour period during the New York session. However, it is able to generate a lot of return. Our initial starting balance of $500 is currently at over $800. So for my recommendation, as always, is to test the set file against your own broker and make the adjustments needed, especially when it comes to the time of your server. Always check your market watch to make sure that it is correlated to the right market times. So as you can see from our graph, after those initial large drawdown periods, which were probably news events, the bot was able to trade throughout the year without burning the account. Again, guys, this is a high frequency bot, so it's very risky. However, with great risk, there can be good returns. So what we will see as the test is concluding that throughout the period, there were large periods of drawdown again, taking our balance and potentially almost blowing the account. So please be careful when trading this style of bot. On the backtesting results, we can see a total net profit of $457.54. However, it did have a very large equity drawdown of $281.39. It did have a profit factor of 1.53. However, you can see a very high margin level of 142%. even though it was only entering or opening new series during those hours, you'll see it entered a total deals of over 1,000 of them. If we look at the distribution and the hours that they entered their profit and losses, you'll see it entered an opened new series between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock, and then after that tried to close the series into the new day. This does make this strategy succumb to swap fees. However, I think this will be mitigated because of the refund you could potentially get on the large quantity of lots that you are trading with your broker. Talking about the broker, if you don't have one already, make sure to check the description for the video for our recommended broker. The results for the bot do show a very good growth, and what I'd like you to do now is, if you'd like me to test this strategy live in the market, is to drop the video a like and also subscribe if you enjoy my content and like to see some more videos. I want to say thank you for taking the time and watching this video. If you'd like to see some more content, check out the following playlist.